Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Or you can find a way to go to another person's country and destroy them in front of the hometown crowd. Brian Norman Jr. is a traveling man. I'm telling you, he ain't playing around. Anybody facing Brian Norman Jr. better be paying attention. He's only getting better. Talk about a Tokyo takeover. He went over there, man, and killed Sasaki, didn't he? Anyway, people out here not giving Brian Norman Jr. credit for that win, saying Sasaki was green. He just kept his hands down. He should have never been in the ring with a guy like Brian Norman Jr. Okay, well, how about this? You go tell the sanctioning bodies that. You go tell the sanctioning bodies who have a guy ranked number 2 and a guy ranked number 5. You go tell them that the guy Sasaki didn't belong in the ring with Brian Norman Jr. How about this? Sasaki and Brian Norman Jr. both are guys who come in on the front foot, aggressive, offensive fighters, and one guy just happened to be a little cleaner, more polished, and hit a little harder, and was able to get his shots off. Because Sasaki was trying. And this other thing about, Sasaki is only like 5'2", and Brian Norman Jr. just really stood over him. Look, y'all got to stop that, because there's no truth to that. This is the reality about the tale of the tape. Brian Norman Jr., 27 wins, 21 KOs. Jin Sasaki had 19 wins, 17 KOs. Okay? The age is 24 and 23, so it's close. The height, Norman Jr. listed at 5'8", Sasaki probably between 5'8" to 5'10", so there was no difference in height. You could see that in the ring; they look about the same in the height, as far as height. Then the reach is saying 70 and 70, but I think Brian Norman Jr. is 72 inches. Sasaki may have been more closer to the 69, 70 inch mark. Both are orthodox. One was a WBO welterweight champion. The other guy was a WBO Asia Pacific champion, which to me, makes no sense with all these goddamn titles. But that being said, when you get a fighter who's in there landing 50 to 60% of their power shots, something good is going to happen for them and very bad for the opponent. And that's what Brian Norman Jr. was able to do, you know what I'm saying? Official CompuBack's numbers haven't been released, but there are some numbers that are floating around out there on the internet. In the first round, Brian Norman Jr. dropped Sasaki twice in the first 40 seconds. I remember watching that saying, this guy better get his hands up. But Sasaki was just thinking so much about trying to knock out Jerome Bocinus and impress his hometown crowd that he got the bing bings put on him. And then you saw in rounds 2 through 4, Norman Jr. with the right hands, the left hooks, the body work, being really calm while Sasaki was trying to press forward, man. It was just very impressive to see Brian Norman Jr. keep his composure, because he got hit with a couple of clean shots, but he stayed calm and composed and continued with the game plan. And you could see that he was, every time he hit Sasaki, he was just making Sasaki think twice about, his boxing career. But anyway, man, Sasaki tried to train, but he ended up just being outgunned, man. Them body shots, those hooks, everything was just destroying Sasaki, man. Then in round 5, it all came to an end with the devastating left hook, man. That was like Joe Frazier, the way he threw that left hook, man. Like when Joe Frazier fought Ali, that's the exact same way he threw that shit and knocked Sasaki out cold in 46 seconds in that 5th round. But this is what I want to say about Sasaki getting knocked out. I should save this for another video, right? Which I may do 2 more videos off of what I'm about to say. Sasaki made the mistake that Leo Santa Cruz made against Gervonta Davis. Leo Santa Cruz threw 1-2. Then he went to throw the 1-2 again and timed him, slipped, and hit him with the uppercut. Sasaki threw jab to the body. Norman Jr. came back. Then he threw another jab to the body. But Norman Jr. had already picked up on Sasaki was just going straight back with his hand down. That's why when Sasaki threw that stab jab to the body the second time and went back, Norman Jr. just stepped with him and exploded because he knew the mistake the guy was making. Very, very, very interesting, man. Anyway, I'm just going to tell you this right here, man. 50 to 60% of your power shots landing, that's good for you, bad for the opponent. And Sasaki, rounds 3 and 4, landing a couple shots here and there. Look, for the most part, he was getting overwhelmed in those rounds, okay? So we need to just hold our horses and stop taking it to the stupid about Sasaki's a bum who was landing shots on Norman Jr. Norman Jr. should have got him out of there in the first round. I don't agree with that. I think Norman Jr. did what he's supposed to. You don't force the knockout. You go on in there and you just do your job, and the knockout will come. And it presented itself, on a golden platter, didn't it? It's amazing. Timing, power, and composure from Norman Jr., man, is getting better and better. I think he's at an elite level with his timing, with his composure, and that power. He's at an elite level, I'm telling you. And although Sasaki showed heart, just from the opening bell, you could see there was just a difference in levels in there. And Norman, second title defense, and he's making statements with these knockouts. So, anyway, we'll see what the future holds for Brian Norman Jr. There's a lot of videos that could come off of this win because what he did was it was like an emphatic statement. Anybody thinking they're going to get in the ring with him and try to tickle him to a victory, Kuchiko him to a victory, knock him out, you're going to have to go through hell to get a victory over him. Brian Norman Jr. has proven to be the truth. And he stormed Tokyo, didn't he? Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.